Okay, so this is Astro Conversations, and tonight, yes, I'm going to talk about Midheaven and Scorpio. Yes. Okay, so I hope I am up and running. Again, I'm going to be talking about Midheaven and Scorpio. This is a video that is long overdue. I have a whole bunch of videos that I said, whenever I can squeeze in some time, I'll go ahead and, pump these videos out. You know what I mean? So I can go ahead and add it along with my other videos that I have posted on this channel. Yeah. So I'm here to express some of the information that I have gathered over these past months, over these whatever, since I've been on this channel. And I want to share with you guys because that's what this channel is about. It is a natural conversation channel where I'm going to be conversating with you. Hopefully, again, I've been saying this for the longest while. If you guys want to join in and contribute towards the information that I found, feel free to do that. Um, let me go ahead and put a disclaimer, but let me make sure I'm recording. So a few seconds. Hold on. Okay, so it looks like I'm up and running and I'm good to go. So let me go ahead and put the disclaimer. The disclaimer is on this channel. Okay, I do what I want, how I want. Um, Basically, I do curse, I do carry on, and yeah, I'm free. I'm a free person on this channel. I'm a free agent. Nobody has hired me. Nobody's paying me to do these videos. I'm not asking you for any money. I'm not scamming. I'm not soliciting. I'm not backbiting. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing any of those things. So I'm a free agent on my channel. So I want to go ahead and put the disclaimer is that, you know what I mean? I do things how I want to do it on this channel. And I don't even mean to come out and say this, but I have to say it because, every so often when I check my email, I get idiots that, be wild styling, you know what I'm saying, on the keyboard, and they be trying to, push me around and trying to play and diss a girl. Um, but you could go next door or, across the YouTube highways and play that game with the other astrologers, okay, who are asking you for buku bread and they're not delivering anything to you. Okay. So if you want to wild style on somebody, wild style on those people who ask you for money. Coming over here and telling me what to do. Again, I'm so sorry that I even have to come out and say this at the beginning of this channel. But this is in connection with Midheaven Scorpio because Midheaven Scorpio people, you may find that along the lines, especially dealing with social networks and your career, because this is what it's connected to, is that sometimes you may have to communicate to others in this fashion. And you may have to let others know that, you ain't no pushover. You know what I mean? And this is the way you do things. And if they don't like it, again, you can go somewhere else where they're asking you to put money in their cash app. You know what I'm saying? Forward your funds over to PayPal, or they're going to ask you for some astronomical amount of money to pay for a reading that I'm almost for sure that you're going to be left feeling unsatisfied with. Okay. So, again, I don't mean to say that, but I just have to say that because I don't want you to come over here and think that, you know what I mean, that I'm like the other people because I'm not. And this is one of the reasons why I started my channel and I'm doing the things that I'm doing because I myself have reached out and I've looked into other channels and I've listened to other astrologers and I always left feeling a sense of unfulfillment. So I decided to take matters into my own hands and to do things my way. Okay, I'm not going to give you the whole highway, okay? But I am going to communicate um to you things that I have discovered. So I just, again, I wanted to make that clear, and I do apologize because I don't really want to come out stink or, try to act like I'm a big head or whatever, because that's not even my style. But I do have to let, some people know that I don't get down like that. So if you want to flex, you know what I'm saying, your little typewriting skills, I highly suggest to go right next door, because if you just, type in whatever you're looking for, you're going to come across some characters that's going to give you what you're looking for, okay? So, thank God. With that being said, let me go ahead and jump right into it. Today, I'm going to talk about Midheaven Scorpio, okay? Now, if you know anything about Midheaven, um, you should know that Midheaven is the power player in connection with the energy within your chart, okay? But when you're dealing with Midheaven Scorpio, and again, I do apologize. This is a spiritual channel. If I say things that you don't like, I'm sorry. Again, this may not even be for you. So I highly recommend that you go over to the fluff and the soft. Okay. And then they can make you feel a little bit better. But when you're dealing with Midheaven Scorpio, there's a good chance that you're going to be dealing with the circle of the dragon. Okay. The top dog. To me, Midheaven in your chart is like the overseer. Okay. It's like the god in your chart. Okay. Again, it's a power player. And to me, from my observation, from what I've researched, the midhaven is actually the best tool in your chart, okay, to employ once you're steady on a path, okay? Once you're strong and you're connected to yourself and you know yourself from in and out, and you are tapped into your Venus, you know about your Mars, you know what I'm saying? You know about your Saturn and all those other flavors that you have in your chart. Once you understand all those different energies that you hold inside, I highly recommend for you to dive even deeper in connection with your midhaven, because again, your midhaven, to me, again, this is my opinion, and this is for entertainment purposes only. Don't take it as written. It's not the Bible. This is just fun stuff. But to me, your midhaven, and it really makes sense why they call it the haven, because to me, it's the God in your chart. It's the power in your chart. um it's the energy in your chart that once you have mastered all those other energies in your chart, that you can really have like a direct connection with your midhaven, and you can dive into the darkness, and you can also dive into the light part of this midhaven, and you can take charge, and you can really, make some power moves with this energy when it's connected to your midhaven. So if you have midhaven in Scorpio, it is connected to Pluto. Okay. So there's a good chance that in your life, you have dealt with some major, major changes and transformation. Okay. And I'm sorry to say that, a part of these changes and transformation is most likely going to be connected to death. Um, and it's going to be connected to some type of something that happened that was so horrific, or so devastating, that it injected a situation in your life where you were forced to like change residence, change career. Unfortunately, you may have suddenly decided to get a divorce, which I believe we're going to be seeing that come the year 2021. I've been listening to a lot of other religious people that I follow. I'm not a religious person. I don't have any particular doctrines, but I do tap into different resources where I do listen to, other powerful leaders, and I've been hearing them through the grapevine, and even they have been saying that, they're getting phone calls and they're receiving messages from people who are saying that, they're ready for a divorce. once this quarantine has been lifted. So, if you have Midhaven in a Scorpio, um, this quarantine, this COVID-19, let me make sure I'm still recording too, because I don't want to be talking in vain. That would be a horrible thing. So, a few seconds, let me just make sure. Okay, so I'm good. So, yeah, so this whole COVID-19, this whole coronavirus thing, that you see the world going through, Midhaven is Scorpio. You may have personally went through something similar to what the whole world is facing right now in your life, that has put you in a situation where you are isolated, you're captivated, you were in connection with manipulation. There was some part of you that was connected to power and control. God forbid if you're the one who's doing that to others, because I just want to tell you that is one of the key words that I picked up with studying this Midhaven Scorpio, is that you may have situations where you're trying to employ power and control over others. Hopefully you're not doing that, because there is a dark side to this. um, but you see what the world is going through right now. They're going through a sense of confusion. There's a lot of rumors involved. This is a lot of Gemini energy that I believe is involved with the COVID-19. Again, with our president being a Gemini, which I posted a video about the dark side of Gemini, and I meant to put his picture on the dark side Gemini video, but I was like, you know what? I don't even want to usher in him on these videos. I don't even want to have any connection to do with the president. But a lot of the stuff that I was talking about on the Dark Side Gemini video was in connection with the president. You know what I mean? A lot of the traits that I was talking about was in connection with the president. So with the president being a Gemini, I believe that the president is displaying a lot of dark side Gemini traits, in which the whole world is now dealing with. And I did talk about the fact that, we will be hearing gossip. Nobody really knows their right foot from their left foot. Nobody really knows what the right hand is doing versus the left hand. It's a lot of rumors and gossip. It's a lot of things going on. And this is what we're dealing with in the year 2020. Okay, we're dealing with a lot of Gemini energy. And at the same time, we're also dealing with a lot of Scorpio energy, which is in connection to Pluto, because believe it or not, the world, I don't know if they know, but the world is going through a Pluto transformation right now, where they were forced unexpectedly to be in a position that they did not plan for. Nobody saw this coming. there I don't believe, there's a lot of astrologers that I did tap into. They did mention a little bit here and there, but nobody really saw this coming. Nobody knew that they would be cooped up in a crib going on damn near 2 months now. Okay, because if they knew, they would have planned better. If they knew, they would have had something in place where they wouldn't be trapped up in a situation in which they cannot freely get out. There's a lot of people who are stuck in their apartments. They're stuck there not because they can't physically leave, is because they've been so mentally conditioned and manipulated that they're in fear right now of leaving the apartment, leaving the home, leaving their environment, leaving their area, because they're in fear that they're going to get some type of disease that's going to take them out of here. Okay. So when you're dealing with Midhaven Scorpio, the things that you see people going through in this time is things that you probably have personally went through in your life. Okay. And then as a connection to Pluto, which is connected to the Midheaven Scorpio, there's a good chance that you have went through something similar in which the whole world is going through, which is in connection to change and transformation, death and change. And this is what's going on right now. A lot of people are in fear of leaving their house because they are under the impression, or they have a very good feeling inside, that if they go out and they're in connection with another person, just as we were freely was. You see how manipulation is a poison to a person's mind, because if you can make somebody believe that something's going to happen to them, then there's a good chance, again, I did talk about this, there's a good chance that you don't even have to touch them. After you're finished with manipulating their minds to believe that something is going to happen, they'll do it to themselves. Okay. And I believe this is what's going on right now. I believe that, the politics, the information, the news, and the resources that they've been tapping to and they've been conditioned to on a daily basis have conditioned their minds to believe that if they step out, that they're going to come in connection with somebody who is going to cough or just by being around another person is going to cause them to bring about this illness in their life that is going to cause them death, and then they will never be here again on this planet to continue on with life. um so if you're able to manipulate somebody to that degree, then they'll damage themselves. And the mind is powerful to the degree that, I even believe, and I haven't went through this, but I believe that, just like, just regular, like if you become sick, okay, and you feel like it's a regular cold, but you have people around you who say, well, go to the doctor. I have somebody in my family who's like that. You cough, you sneeze, you fall, things that are minor. They're an advocate. They're a big sponsorship to saying run to the doctor, go to the doctor, go to the doctor, go to the doctor, go to the doctor. And you're like, wait a minute. I mean, I feel sick, but not sick enough to go to the doctor and run up an $800 fucking medical bill when I know if I relax and I, organically heal myself, that I can get back up and running. But just their encouragement of going to the doctor, you're now in the doctor's office and now you're in front of a manipulator. You're in front of a snake oilsman who is now, telling you lies about a condition that you didn't have when you walked up in his office, but now the snake oilsman is now saying that you have this and you have that, and his business is to make sure that you're sick enough to buy the medication that he introduces to your life that is not going to heal you, but it's going to make you even more sicker. And he's going to give you medication that may take care of one problem, but it's going to bring about 10 other problems. And just by taking that one medication that now has injected these other series of illnesses that you have to treat because of that medication. And as a result, you become sicker and sicker and sicker to the point where, you're fully putting trust into these medical providers, and they know that they're about to put you in a situation that is deadly. And they have you signing all these documents and all these forms where you're pretty much giving up your rights. And then before you know it, you're going under treatments that is going to eventually kill you. So I believe this is what a lot of people are, going through for the year 2020. And it's a sad situation, but this is what's happening. This has everything to do with manipulation and control and transformation and death, which Midheaven and Scorpio is fully aware of, in connection to this energy. Let me go ahead and put another disclaimer. I'm about to go ahead and start telling you stuff that you may have encountered in connection to the Midheaven and Scorpio. I do want you to know that I am going to talk about some dark traits. Not all will apply, of course, because you have other things in your chart that may override or may not even usher or warrant these kind of dark energies into your life, so you may never experience it. And then you also have good traits in your in this midhaven that is going to bring about strength and power, that I believe, if you have midhaven in Scorpio, I believe that once you have mastered the other parts of your chart, you can employ these good traits once you become a mature and an older person. Okay. So yeah, that's basically all I have to say as far as the disclaimer. Again, this is for entertainment purposes, and don't take it personal and stuff like that. If I say something that you don't like, I really don't mean it. Again, this is just stuff that I, discovered and stuff like that over time. So yeah, so basically if you have Midhaven and Scorpio, you do understand and you do know the importance of power. See, the word power and Midhaven and Scorpio, they're like they go hand in hand. Um, but let me tell you something, Midhaven Scorpio. Something that I seen time and time again when I was reading other information is that, you know, a lot of people are concerned that, you're going to take the power that that you have inside again with the manipulation and the control. And just like being that doctor to somebody that you know is not sick, but you give them medication and you've manipulated them to believe that they're sick and you've given them the poison because once they take that poison, they will return to get more medication and more information in regards how to solve another issue that you've caused them, okay, because of the medication that you've supplied them. So, Midhaven and Scorpio is very important that you use your power wisely, okay, and you choose wisely and you make the right decisions in regards to life of yourself and others, okay? Because Midhaven and Scorpio people, they know how to conquer other people, okay? Other people may see that they're able to move mountains and do things that are impossible or unattainable. Um, but for whatever reason, this Midhaven and Scorpio has finagled or found a way and how to move these mountains easily. Maybe through the connection of other people. Another thing I wanted to mention too is that Midhaven and Scorpio people, they may have like close connections with other Scorpios. They may have a child that's a Scorpio, um, a mother-in-law, father-in-law that's a Scorpio, somebody close to them in power that's a Scorpio. I don't know why it came up, but that's what came up. So when you have power players along with you, you're able to do certain things and you have the ability to, make clear and sharp decisions that's going to help you along your life. Okay, usually Midhaven and Scorpio people are very intelligent, they're very curious, and they know how to make plans and strategically put forth a plan and of course of action that's going to, direct them towards the path of success. Okay, they're very spiritual. Um, Also, they may have stories of discovering or unearthing information that is hidden from the common person. Okay, they have a way. I'm almost for certain that Midhaven and Scorpio people, there's almost a guarantee that they're going to tell you that they, for whatever reason, have found a way to find out the truth about someone, especially if they decide to like let's say for example like a Midhaven and Scorpio person, they may come across as a quiet person. People usually call them a mouse. People usually say that they're sneaky or they're not to be trusted. People don't usually trust like Midhaven and Scorpio people because there's something about them that is sneaky and people don't really trust them. But then again, I'm going to talk about how people do trust them. But Midhaven and Scorpio people, if they want to know information about a certain person, then they almost quietly go within and they lazily focus on that person by looking at them, by observing their behavior, by listening to their conversations, by listening to their body movements. And then as a result, by them focusing on that person, just like the evil eye, which I'll get into later on, like the evil eye is a to me it's a spiritual connection to a dark energy within a person who's dark. And if that person is a dark person and they're, a warlock or a witch, or a vampire or somebody who's a very, very dark person and they're not really happy to see other people happy, and they look upon people who are happy, or they look upon people who have things, whether it's nice clothes, a nice home, a nice family. They may have just given birth to a child, beauty, or just anything of goodness. If a person with an evil heart focuses on somebody like that and they have the evil eye, that person can become injured. Okay. But again, I'm not going to go into it too tough because I'll talk about that on another episode, which I am a big advocate. I'm a big sponsor. I totally believe in the evil eye. I think that people are living vicariously and dangerously online. And I don't believe everybody will be affected by the evil eye, but I believe that a lot of people are in the line of fire, when dealing with people who may be around them who have the evil eye. And if they keep dancing and prancing and showing off in the eye of somebody who's evil, and that person focuses on that person, then that person, as a result, can become deathly ill and could almost lose their life, their goods, everything, their career, their looks, their health, if they're in company of somebody who has the evil eye. So that's my opinion. That's how I feel about the evil eye. But a Midhaven and Scorpio, they have a way of doing that, but maybe not in an evil way, but maybe to the point where if they want to know information about another person, then they may turn and focus on that person and just sharply, keenly, and laser focusedly, observe that person quietly in the corner in the dark. And then all of a sudden, things may be revealed to that Midhaven and Scorpio, um, that other people would, see as impossible. Like you'll never find out who this person is, or you'll never find out, what this person is about. But if that, for whatever reason, it came up that the Midhaven and Scorpio has a way of focusing and finding out deep, dark secrets about people who try to hide secrets from them. Okay. Um, Also, it also came up that Midhaven and Scorpio people have a way of being in the right place at the right time that will bring about profits and information, or be in connection, or just know something about somebody that's a secret that they can almost expose of that person, and they can bring forth blackmail or use a weapon against them. Okay, and as a result, a Midhaven and Scorpio person may do well. Again, don't try to use the dark side, because karma is real. I believe in karma very much so, especially after certain events that I've went through in my life recently. I mean, I believed in karma before when I first did my karma video, but after what I've been through just recently, I believe in it wholeheartedly, to the point that it's scary, to the point that I don't want to test karma. I don't want to test her, and I don't want to get in her path at all. So yeah, Midhaven and Scorpio people, you do have the ability to fuck with the dark side, and to play with your power, and manipulate others and do all these dark things. But again, I believe in karma, and I believe karma is real, and I believe what goes around comes around, and what goes up must come down. And you may not get it instantly like other people, but when it's your turn to get it, you may not be able to handle it. And the universe may take over you to the point where you're going to have no choice but to surrender. And whatever karma or whatever payment they feel that you need to pay back, you may not be able to pay for the karma that karma wants, from you, because of all the bad things and bad deeds that you've done towards others. So karma is something I don't play with. I'm very afraid of karma. I've seen it play out in many people's lives. I said it in my karma video. Um, and one of the things that I was said in the karma video, which I didn't really get a chance to express correctly, but what I was trying to say was that some people who are evildoers, especially narcissistic people, they're not regular people. Okay, they believe that they're God. Okay, they believe they have power and control over others, just like all these celebrities who I'm sure at one point was gassed up. They believe that they will always be on that high pedestal. They believe, people will forever be at their hand and foot, will forever be sweating them. They believe that, they were above ever other people until COVID came around. COVID reminds me, I think COVID and karma are brothers and sisters. See, until COVID came around and COVID smacked the shit out of everybody, including the people who are celebrities and people who are gassed up, business owners, big power players, basketball players, you name it, all the top players who thought that they were the shit. When Karma's brother COVID came around, he was like, I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't give a fuck how much money you make. I don't give a fuck how many people are sweating you, how many Instagram followers you have, how many YouTube followers you. I don't give a fuck about nothing. You are playing my game now. And if I say to go in your house and sit the fuck down, that's exactly what you're going to do. And I call the shots. I'm COVID-19. That, karma reminds me of that. Karma is a energy that it sits back just like Midheaven and Scorpio. It sits back, it watches, it observes, it knows the secrets, it knows your weaknesses, it knows your strengths. And they sneak in just like a snake, like the spiritual snake that I think COVID to me is a spiritual cobra that I believe has been observing the whole entire universe, the whole entire earth of all these human beings who thought they were in power. But now, you know, as you go outside and you see people stand on these lines to get into the grocery market to get goods that they were easily able to get before, now they're standing outside like sheeps. And now you're able to see human beings spiritually undressed, under arrest, under distress, standing outside along with the common person because they weren't prepared for COVID. Now they're standing outside on these long lines, looking like a fool with a mask on their face, being told what to do, being given what they got, and being told to go back into your home. You're now unemployed. You got to listen to me. You know, this whole situation is a disaster. And it's a sad thing that the whole entire universe I see going through. It's a sad thing. And this is what karma is. Karma is that energy that you might have to surrender and be spiritually undressed when you're dealing with karma. And now she's going to show you that she's in control and not you. You're just a human being. You're not fucking God. And you had a chance to play by the rules and you decided that you weren't going to do it and you were going to shit on other people, and now you're at my mercy. So Midheaven Scorpio, again, you might find yourself in a position where you do have power and control over others. You may know secrets and things of others. You definitely don't want to get into the position where you're blackmailing people, or you're using secrets that people have entrusted in you against others, because all that stuff can come back and bite you. Okay. um so yeah, so they do have a way of being at the right place at the right time, that will bring about profits and information. Again, they may have people that may just like call them up and like, just spill all their secrets to them. They may have people just like tell them shit that, because people trust Midheaven and Scorpio people. Um, But then after a while, depending on what kind of secrets the other person told the Midhaven Scorpio person, they may not really want to be friends with the Midhaven Scorpio person anymore because they realize, they've said too much, but they still keep in connection with the Midhaven and Scorpios, or they may still keep tabs on the Midhaven and Scorpio because they're afraid that this Midhaven and Scorpio will expose their secrets. But just looking at the research, it looks like the Midhaven and Scorpio person is a person to be trusted with deep, dark secrets, and they will never tell and they will never expose the other person. Okay, let me just hurry up and be finished with this. Also, with Midhaven and Scorpio, it did come up that, again, you may have um, came close to death, okay, or may have somebody close to you who has died. So you may have experiences with like life or death situations, or on the downside. And I'm about to say something like really like not so cool. So um again, I just want to go ahead and put my disclaimer, guys, please, don't take this personally because I'm about to say something that you're probably not going to like, but this doesn't apply to everybody, okay? Um, so again, don't take it personal if this is not you. But Midhaven and Scorpio people, they may find themselves again in a life or death situation or have somebody close to them who has lost their life, okay? They may have a history of being in an abusive relationship. An abusive relationship could come on many different levels. It could come to a point where, maybe as a child they were physically abused or sexually abused, and that may have caused them some kind of like deep unseen scars that nobody could see, that they may find difficult to heal. And as a result, they don't really have trust in other people because as a child, the people that they were supposed to trust, whether that be their mother or their father or somebody close to them who was supposed to be protecting them, was abusing them. And as they grew up, they realized that, the person who was supposed to be their protector, their guider, their mother, their father, was the person who stabbed them in the back and abused them. So as a result, they grow up with, again, going back to this power and control and this manipulation that they have innately inside of them. They may try to use that against other people, because that was done to them as a child. Give me a few moments. Okay, so I think I'm good to go. Just making sure. Okay. All right. So yes, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Um, another thing about the Midhaven in Scorpio, um, is that not only will they find that they've been through some type of abuse in childhood, um, but maybe at one time in their life, hopefully not. You know what I mean? That they may have been in connection with an abusive relationship, and that abuse in the relationship may have warranted like infidelity and adultery into their relationship. And as a result, again, talking about the divorce that I was talking about earlier, they may find that they are now facing divorce or some type of major transformation in their life, which will bring about like a new environment, a new look. because like after you get a divorce, I don't know, I've never got a divorce, but I heard like if you get a divorce, like once you get a divorce, you feel like you're born again. Um, so you may want a new look, a new career, a new environment. You may sell the house, and then you just may want to totally change your life. You change your name, you go back to your maiden name, or you just may change your whole identity because you don't want any connection with your past partner who was abusive. So there's a good chance that Midhaven and Scorpio people may have experienced that. And then, all of a sudden, they have like this hot and cold feeling. They are warranted with anxiety, and they no longer want to be in their environment anymore. They no longer want to have any type of connection with their past partner again. So they go through like this major transformation, and that major transformation may include moving to another country, moving to another state, changing their career, just changing their whole lifestyle, losing weight, just doing something that is totally different, that it has totally transformed their whole look to the point that when others see them, they're like, whoa, is that you? Like, you look different. I can't believe that's you. I can't believe you're doing this. I can't believe you're doing that. And it's a big transformation again. Pluto being connected, Pluto being a big power player and a cousin, a sister, a aunt, a mother, a father in connection with the Midhaven and Scorpio. So new look, new career, a new life is connected to Midhaven and Scorpio. Um Also, I did want to say, with this new life, new outlook, new everything, that some of the careers that this person with the Midhaven and Scorpio may be interested in. And again, going back with the explosion of secrets and, manipulation, power and control, and all those other things, blackmail and stuff like that. Try not to use these dark traits and like play people. If anything, incorporate those dark traits, and you may be interested, or you may want to look into careers that are like criminology, psychology, forensic science, investigation, to become a lawyer, forensic science, or the crime scene investigator. I was just talking to somebody in my family who's interested in that. They was taking a class um while we're on our travel, and I was listening to their professor, and the professor was talking about like the different skulls of what a black person would look like, what a white person would look like, with a female's body structure, if you found bones within the ditch and grave and stuff. I was listening to the professor, and I was like, wow, that's really interesting. So Midhaven and Scorpio, I mean, you may find interest in stuff like that, to be a mortician, a funeral director. I know these are very dark careers that I'm talking about, but I believe if you have any connection with Scorpio, that after you've been through some shit, because if this is the beginning, if you're a teenager, if you're a young person, and I'm talking about, these dark careers, you may be like, ooh, I'm scared. You don't want to like, go towards these scary things. But once you've been through stuff in your life, and you've been through people who are supremely connected to you, and you went through death, and you went through a major transformation that is in connection with Pluto, you may find that you are now ready to dive in and to go towards careers, or go into fields, or go towards a direction which is very dark for other people. But for you, it's not dark because you already been through darkness. So you're ready. You're ready. You're prepared to deal with like crime scenes and the morgue, and mortician, or if you want to be a beautician to prepare the dead bodies for funerals and stuff like that. Those might be careers that you might be good with. Okay. So, as a result of all of that, there's a good chance that a Midhaven Scorpio person has interest in scary movies. They might like watching scary movies. They might be interested in alien abduction stories, crime shows, investigation, unsolved mysteries. Um, Criminal astrology, criminal psychology, and just the psychology of the mind. There's a good chance that a Midhaven and Scorpio person is extremely interested in psychology, and also body language. Um Yeah, so let me hurry up and get out of here. I think I've been talking to you guys way too long. Um, People with Midhaven and Scorpio, you may find that a lot of people try to play you. Okay. But that won't last for long. Not with you. Not with you. You're not going to be gullible. But people may try to play you, try to borrow money from you. They may see you as a person having money, and they may try to scam you. But you're gonna really you're gonna get quick on that. You're gonna get quick on that. So there's a good chance that you don't really like people asking you for money. You don't like borrowing money. You don't like giving money away. If people borrow money, you're gonna be on their ass. You're gonna be like, what? I forgot what you call them. I forgot what you call those people. A loan shark or something. You might become like a loan shark and might be after those people. Like show up with a 45. Like yo, where my bread at, yo? Like on the real, like I gotta pay my rent, even though you got money in the bank, but you're like, yo, I need my money. Like, you may have to like brandish your gun and let them know I like you and all that, but don't try to play me. Give me my money back. So borrowing money, people may ask you, but you're not gonna be into borrowing money because for whatever reason, people in Midhaven, Scorpio, their desire is to leave money and leave a legacy behind for their family, for generations to come. Scorpio people, period. I think I've mentioned that before. Even my Dark Star Scorpio video is that Scorpio people, when they do things, they don't usually do it selfishly. And I don't mean to throw Leos under the bus, but a dark side Leo, sometimes they could do things selfishly. But Scorpio people, they're more so about stocks and bonds and savings and leaving things for their children, and just doing things that is going to make sure that they're comfortable and they're happy, and they're satisfied, but they're not really flashy like Leo. So they're going to do things, and they're going to earn money and earn a living that is going to set not only themselves up for today, but they're going to put themselves and set their life up in a way that is going to set their legacy, their family, generations to come up because of bricks that they've laid down today. So Midhaven and Scorpio people, they may do stuff like that. So let me hurry up and get out of here. I know I've been talking to you guys for way too long. I know you're probably sick of me, and I do apologize. Let me go ahead and dive a little deep into the darkness of Midhaven and Scorpio again. This may not apply, don't take it personal, but not all. But at one time in the Midhavens and Scorpio's life, they may become like possessive over a relationship, and they may try to bewitch. Like, if again, going back to, that laser focus um eye that they have on somebody, like if they come in contact with somebody that they like and that person likes them, and they I don't know, for some reason they become, again, because Scorpios like that, like they may become like really possessive over that person, and even though they know they can't really get that person, they may try to spiritually will that person into their life by bewitching them or by spiritually connecting with them. I don't know. Hopefully, maybe sometime down the line when I have time, I could talk to you guys about spiritual sex, okay? Where I've talked to many people who said that they've had spiritual sex with people. And I'm sure that's what's going on right now with the COVID-19, is that a lot of people may be having spiritual sex with people that they can't really be connected to, um because of this restriction and this oppression by the government, that they may be having like spiritual sex with people, and they maybe bewitching people, or maybe having like this spiritual exchange with somebody mentally to the point where that other person may be having like orgasms just thinking about the other person. So Midhaven Scorpio people, they have a way of doing that to other people, and that's another form of possession that they may have over that other person. And then before you know it, they're spiritually connecting with that person, And then before you know it, they're forming a relationship with that person. And then that other person, for whatever reason, may find that they're deeply in a relationship with a Midheaven or Scorpio. And before you know it, they're sexually engaged and they're in a deep relationship. Um, because of, whatever type of spiritual connection or spiritual sex that they may be having, mentally, spiritually, and physically, and some type of mental, I don't know what it is with that other person, okay, that they desire spiritually and energetically with that person, who's going to attract that other person towards them. And I'm about to say something again, don't take this personal, but Midhaven and Scorpio people did come up that you may attract people towards you and engage in like unorthodox behavior. And, on the lower level, when you don't really know yourself, you may have a history or stories of behavior that is in connection with like, and I got to be careful how I say this because this is serious. But yeah, it may be in connection with like prostitution or being a call girl or like a male gigolo, or porno. I'm doing porno videos, or extremely promiscuous behavior, or a history of engaging in a lot of relationships with a lot of people. Okay. um and then you may also have some type of history or maybe some connection with having a child out of wedlock, or having a child with somebody that you don't really know who the child's father is, or if you're a male, that you may have fathered children or produce children that you may not even know exist because of the promiscuity. Okay. This is just like the really, really dark side of Midhaven and Scorpio. Again, this does not have, anything to do. If I said this and, this is not you, I really, I don't, I'm definitely not disrespecting like this, but this is stuff that did come up. Or, again, you may have a history of suddenly having like a deep disgust or a feeling of being hot and cold in connection with your relationship or your environment. And again, bringing about that sudden change and transformation in connection with a relationship, that will bring about like a divorce, or suddenly you want like a separation with your partner because you don't want to be with them anymore. Because, Scorpio, when they're fixated on you, they want to possess you, they want to control you, and they want to hone you, and they want to know everything about you. They want to know your ins, your outs, your stinks, your likes, your beauty, your ugliness. They want to know everything about you. And sometimes when you dig too deep into a person like that, sometimes you can really fold them inside and out to the point where there's nothing left. And this Midhaven Scorpio can do that to people, and then before you know it, they have totally washed them out like a dirty rag, and they've cleaned them up, and they've washed them up, and they've cleaned them up, and they've pushed them in and out and manipulated, and they've done everything. They've fucked the shit out of them. They've done everything, and they just are to the point where there's nothing left. And then they become like disgusted and turned off, and that's what you're going to see right now in the COVID-19. And I believe that's what a lot of people are going through in relationships right now, is that they're in these apartments, they're in these homes, they're in these environments, and these tight connections with people who they thought was one way, but after spending so much time in close proximity and close connection and close environments with these people, that they're seeing a part of them that they didn't really see before. And they're really seeing parts of them that they don't like. And then, they're seeing it. And then after we come out of this, I really and truly feel like adultery is going to go up. Divorce is going to be sky high. You're going to be hearing about people getting a divorce that you would never think would ever get a divorce. You're going to hear about that. You're going to hear about a lot of people being very angry and very disgusted and complaining about their partners. And right now people are sitting down contemplating on when this quarantine and where this so-called vaccine is going to be implemented into society. They're running out of those relationships and they're not going to look back. And I know that for a fact because I've talked to people who are in quarantine right now, and they've told me, like, look, they've said it secretly to me, like, look, once everything is said and done, I'm out of here. You will never see me again. And that's because they are in close connection with a person who has showed their ass and they don't like what they see. So yeah, so Midhaven Scorpios, you may have went through a major change in connection with relationship, a change of residence, all of a sudden moving across land, traveling place to place, or changing a career, um, you know, because you've turned that situation inside and out. Also, and this is the last thing, and I'm gonna get out of here. If you have Midhaven and Scorpio, there is a good chance, again, I think I said this before, that people may see you as secretive, sneaky, hiding. You may be seen as a person who wants to lay low, especially in connection with the public. But for whatever reason, you will be highly connected to social media or to the public. You are going to be doing good, good things, powerful things, mainly behind the scenes. You most likely will be comfortable with being behind the scenes. Okay, you may find an interest in being behind the scenes. You may also find an interest in becoming like an actor or actress, because again, you can play somebody or someone other than your own. Or, on the dark side, you may be a screenwriter or somebody who's, the puppet master, who's pulling the strings behind many people behind the scenes. There's a good chance that you have the ability to be famous or in high recognition or high regards in connection to the public or public affairs when dealing with social reform or the community. So, yeah, basically, I'm at the end of my Midhaven Scorpio. That's basically all I have to say. Um, I didn't want to put it too thick. I'm probably sure that I've said enough. Let me go ahead and say I apologize. I'm sorry if I said anything about Midhaven Scorpios. If you're a Midhaven Scorpio said anything that has insulted you, I don't mean it like that. Again, there's a dark side and there's a light side to all of the signs in our chart. Whether that be Venus, Mars, um, Sun, whatever. We all have a good side and we all have a dark side, and that's just a fact. Yeah, so let me go ahead and get into the chat real quick and let me get up out of here. Hey, Tariq! Hey, Tariq! Thank you for joining your sister. Julie Ma, so weird you did this one tonight, having haunted dreams about mid Scorpio person who messed up my life years ago and never been able to finish understanding all of the reasons why he still haunts me. Really interesting. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you, Julie Moss. Yeah, another thing too, I want to mention one, and I'm glad you brought that up because it just triggered something in connection to Midhaven Scorpio. There's a good chance that Midhaven and Scorpio, um, they may have not told anybody, or they may have said that they have seen like paranormal activity or ghost activity, or may have been in a house or an environment where they were able to see ghosts. Um, Again, going back to that criminology, psychology, forensic science, and alien abduction, crime shows, investigations, unsolved mysteries. So yeah, that's in connection. So Midhaven and Scorpio, they for whatever reason have like another connection with the other side of life. And it may be so connected to the point where they're able to see ghosts and see paranormal activity or see like things that other people can't see. And then again, that's another secret that they hold in, that they're not able to share with other people. So let me go ahead and get out of here, guys. Thank you so much. Again, thank you so much for joining me. I hope everybody's staying well and staying safe. I'm supposed to do a show tomorrow in regards to the COVID-19 with the whole Michael Jackson thing that I discovered. But I'm actually still like researching information, so I might not even be doing that show tomorrow to be keeping it all the way 1,000 with you. I might not even. I think I'm gonna have to like change it to the 22nd because there is some information that I want to present to you guys. Um, so I just, so I might have to change it to the 22nd. But yeah, and Julie Musk said a very dark spiritual code. Yes, Midhaven and Scorpio people, I wouldn't be surprised if they are into the occult, into astrology, um, into dark stuff, into criminal astrology, into murder investigation. Again, I did mention that before. This is stuff that, and I think I mentioned that in I forgot the name of the video. I can't even think of it right now. I mentioned that in my a lot of Scorpio videos. A lot of Scorpios, maybe when they're younger, they can't really handle it, but as they grow older and they know themselves and they realize that it's not worth living for others. It's not worth, trying to impress other people. It's not worth putting your ass on the line for other people. It's not worth doing the most for people. When they actually, realize and they get an understanding of why it's not worth doing any of those things for people, not even in marriage, and you connect with yourself and you really like understand the power within yourself, you're going to take control of yourself and you're going to realize, I don't got that much time on this earth. Obviously, COVID-19 has taught us all of that. And I really need to take control of my life. And I can't live for other people. Okay? I can't bite back other people. I can't, I got to do me. Okay? But do you in an orthodox way, do you in a way that is in morality. Do you in a way that's again, it's going to help other people. Let me get out of here. But thank you guys. I really appreciate it. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Later.